everybody, and welcome once again to Alyson's Hints and Helpers. What I thought I'd talk to you about today is one of my favourite passions, which is obviously going shopping, but rather than just being on a high street all the time, I love nothing better than going into second-hand shops, Oxfam shops, best of vintage shops, just trying to find something that a little bit different that you don't necessarily find everywhere. So one of the things that I've just found just recently, which I wasn't particularly looking for, and I think that's always the best time to find things if you don't really need them and you just go out and they just seem to jump out at you, was this little sort of, what I think, very pretty multicoloured dress, which is, I think, around about sort of 80s era, that's what they were saying in the shop. So it was found just in one of your local second-hand shops in Newcastle. Now, when I saw it, it was the colour that really appealed to us. There's always colour that jumps out at me first. That and the soft material and the lovely sort of flowing sleeves, that really appealed to me. So I think whenever you go looking for vintage, it's always like any garment, it's picking one that really suits you, really you think is going to complement you, and then obviously it's what you do with it. So when I picked this up, loved the colour, loved the material, but it had a really sort of hard, crisp cotton sort of slip attached to it. The slip, it came up to about here, which made it look really quite mumsy. I liked the fact that it was sort of really open and soft and billowy, so the crispiness just didn't work underneath for me. And also it made the skirt really sort of stick out over my hips, which I didn't like that either. So, didn't like the matching belt, that was quite mumsy, didn't like the underlace, I thought that's easy gotten rid of. So I took the belt off straight away and just unpicked the underlace. So it left this sort of really soft, floaty material. The only thing is now, as you can probably see, is it's completely transparent. So I didn't want to be flashing bits that I don't particularly want to see in, and I didn't particularly want to rest in. So the next thing I had to do was think about putting something underneath it. So problem solved in the form of this little sort of tight red camisole cum slip dress, which I already had. The reason this works is because it's quite low cut at the front, so it's not going to be too high and sort of enclose this area here. So quite low cut at the front. Another reason it's going to work, the red colour, there's a little bit of red in the dress, so it's going to bring that colour out, and it's nice and tight. So it's going to be nice and tight and fitted to me, and it's a lot shorter than the dress. So it's going to, because the dress is quite see-through and transparent, it's going to cover everything that needs covering quite modestly, but you're still going to see the different lengths and things, so it's not going to detract from the nice soft floatiness of the dress. So that was the undergarment that was going to sort it out. Then I thought, right, okay, what do I wear on my feet? Like the soft sort of girliness of the dress, but didn't want to just put another pair of high heels, what I call bar stool heels, which are, you know, quite appropriate for just standing or sitting at the bar, but not for walking around. I wanted to be able to walk around and be comfortable, and I wanted to add a little bit of an edge to it. So rather than a high heel shoe, I thought, okay, I'll go for a boot. Really cheap, these boots as well, bargain and a half. They're only £30 online, and I like these because they're elasticate, well, they're sort of stretchy fabric as opposed to stiff leather, and they actually fit the calf really, really well, but you can ruffle them up and down to adjust the height, because I tend to like sort of a 3/4 length rather than a full length boot. So a decent walkable height. They are nice and comfortable, even though the point is there's lots of room for your toes and things, and you can play around with the height of them, adjust them to suit whatever. So skinny jeans, you can have skinny jeans tucked in, but in this case obviously I can ruffle them down a little bit to wear with the dress. So they were going to create a little bit of a harder edge to the softer dress. Then I thought, okay, all I have to do now is accessorise. So I've got my older vintage dress, I've got the newer sort of up to the minute boot in this season's colour, which just happens to fit perfectly in the colours in the dress. So now it was accessorising, it was bringing the two together. Could have quite easily put a dark purple opaque with the boot. Same colour type always works with the same colour boot. It creates a nice long, elongating effect. But that would have been a little bit boring for me. I like to sort of jazz things, funk things up a little bit. So I thought, okay, stick to the purple colour thing, but then to accessorise, I thought, okay, stick to the purple colour thing, like I said, but I found these sort of rather more interested type. So what we've got is the dark opaque purple, but it's broken up a little bit, obviously with sheer in between, and it's a little bit of a, well, a lot of a striped effect going on. And by the time I crinkle the boot down, it's creating like a wrinkle in the boot, which I think will fit in well with the striped effect. It's sort of going to continue that up through the leg. So that's the tights that I thought I would wear. I wanted to bring some bling in, because I love a bit of bling, so I thought, right, I'm going to accessorise with gold. So I've got a nice long necklace, which will sit just perfectly in the V. By the time I've got the little red camisole underneath, that's going to sit at just the right height. So it's going to keep that area opened up. It's going to draw the eye down to this area here, which is what I want, because then I'm going to add another bit of bling. So a nice little skinny gold belt with a lovely sort of orangey onyx centre stone there. So the necklace is going to draw the eye down, it's going to bring it down and attract the eye there. So keeping this area open with, like I say, my little bit of bling. Continuing the bling effect with some gold hoop earrings. And then just one nice, again, blingy ring for the finger. Then I need something to put my purse in, and my keys, and my lipstick, and my phone. All the day's necessities. With another little vintage piece here, which I think just sort of finishes it all off. So that is my idea of how I bring vintage, so something old, but bring it up to date by accessorising with more up-to-date accessories, the up-to-date shoes, but it's just injecting a little bit of yourself into it to bring the whole look and make it sort of unique to you and to yourself. Now obviously you can't get this full effect from just sort of hanging on hangers, so what I'll do now, if you give us a few minutes, I'll go away and I'll pop them all on and then let you judge for yourselves whether or not you think it works and how you can then go and have a big play with some things in your wardrobe. Okay, so bye for now. So here it is. This is the final outfit. So the item I started off with was the vintage dress, the find, just in one of my local shops in Newcastle, which was all of £30. Like I said before, removed the sort of boring mumsy underlayer because I like the soft billowiness of it. Replaced it with a nice sort of tight fitted complementary colour, which is red, bringing out one of the colours in the dress. So a nice warm winter colour for this season. And then just added to it a few bits and pieces which I already had. So the necklace I already had, the belt I already had, I like a little bit of bling, the earrings I already had, so added a little bit of gold to it, which again is really sort of hot this season. Another little vintage find, just around the corner from the dress, was the handbag. Bringing it all together with some sort of new, so more up-to-date, comfortable boots, because you can actually walk in these, you don't have to just sit on a bar stool in them, so I can actually walk in these and feel quite comfortable. Wanted to bring the two items together, the boots and the dress together. Like I said, I could have done it quite simply with a pair of just sort of dark purple opaque tights to match the boot, which would give like a nice long elongating effect. But I like to break it up, I like that little bit of interest going on. So I kept the colour theme going on, but broke it up with the stripe, which I think, because the boots are sort of quite ruffled, I haven't pulled them up tight, I've kept them ruffled down a little bit. So I think that ruffling effect sort of helps to fit in with the stripe, in my eyes, in the tights. So that's it, that's my idea of how I bring vintage and new together to sort of create a look which is like complementary to me, because it's my colour and it's my sort of personality, it's my style shape. And another thing I like is the fact that there are going to be sort of 101 of them out there on the high street, but still looks up to date. So that's just another few little hints and helpers for you. It might, help you to go along to your wardrobe and play around and pull a few new bits out and add them to a few of old bits. Okay, so once again, I hope you enjoyed the video and happy shopping to everybody. Bye for now.